R&B legend.
I'm extremely concerned.
Gladys Knight, a musical force for over 70 years. But behind the legacy,
I don't want my mom out on tour, on a tour bus, wondering where she's at.
Her family says something bad is happening to her and she doesn't even know it.
We went directly to the Department of Human Services.
Only on the Shade Room.
I'm stopping this.
Her son filing a DHS complaint accusing Gladys's husband of elder abuse, forcing her to go on tour, work long hours, knowing that her cognitive health is declining.
He's dealing with my mother. This is my mama.
And what Gladys Knight was allegedly seen doing in the middle of the night that has her family sounding the alarm for her safety.
As her family, we are just concerned about her well-being.
I'm Justin Carter, and this is TSR Investigates. But before we get into it, make sure you go ahead and...
If I'm not ever able to do this anymore, you got to be the one to stop it. And I said, well, what do you mean? You know, and I said, what, you're working, you're performing? And she was like, yeah.
It's something Gladys Knight told her son, Shanga Hankerson, in private years ago, something he says he'll never forget. It's why Shanga and his ex-wife, Gloria, reached out to the Shade Room last week with disturbing allegations of elder abuse at the hands of William McDowell, Gladys Knight's current husband of nearly 25 years. Their family dynamic, it has been rocky over the years, as we've seen play out in the media. We're going to get to that in a moment, but Hankerson says as his mom prepares for the second leg of her tour with Chaka Khan, Stephanie Mills, and Patti LaBelle, he says that William McDowell is manipulating people into thinking that Gladys Knight is not struggling when she's getting on stage every night. It led him to drive on down to North Carolina, her home state, and file a complaint with the Department of Health and Human Services.
Of her life and her legacy and what she's worked for should be respected.
We all know Gladys got hits, and with millions of records sold and 7 Grammy Awards.
I saw this coming, Justin. Everybody who truly loves my mom saw it.
Her youngest son, Shanga Hankerson, whose father is longtime record executive Barry Hankerson, is now fighting to protect his mom and preserve her legacy. Yes, there's been talk on social media of Gladys Knight forgetting lyrics and taking long pauses while on tour. Last year, before a show in Athens, he got to speak to her longtime road manager, Larry Ward, about it.
I went and I hugged him, and we hugged, and he looked at me, he's like, I'm so glad to see you. And he said, Shane, it's been so hard. I have never seen Larry break down and cry like that. He broke down to me. He said, it's been so hard, you just don't know. I said, well, what is it, Larry? He said, and he couldn't really put it into words.
Then he watched her perform.
The band played about, I'd say maybe about, Shane, it's been so hard. I have never seen Larry break down and cry like that. He broke down to me. He said, it's been so hard, you just don't know. I said, well, see you. And he said, Shane, it's been, looked at me, he's like, I'm so glad to see you. And he said, Shane, it's been so hard. I have never seen Larry break down and cry like that. He broke down to me. He said, it's been so hard, you just don't know. I said, well, what is it, Larry? He said, and he couldn't really put it into words.
Then he watched her perform.
The band played about, I'd say maybe about 2 or 3 extra bars, okay? And she zoned out. The background singer started singing. And that brought her back. And she zoned out. The background singer started singing. And that brought her back. They're having to rewind the teleprompters because my mom is forgetting to even look at them.
Song